Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So today we're out here at the track and we're going to be doing a review on Gabriel's really nice BRZ over here. So I'm going to hand over the mic to him and he's going to give you a quick rundown of when he got the car and what he uses it for.
Hey guys, I'm Gabriel Shin, also known as New Age Motoring on YouTube and Instagram. Behind me is my 2020 Subaru BRZ. I got it last year in April 2021. And since then, I've just been building it up very slowly to be the ultimate NA track car.
All right, so we'll just hop right into it, and I guess we'll start with the motor.
Yeah.
All right, so here we are in the engine bay. I'm going to hand the mic over, and we're going to get a quick rundown of what's done to the motor and why they've been added.
All right, so first thing I did was the Jackson Racing version 2 oil cooler and radiator. You can't see the radiator, but it's aftermarket aluminum with the oil cooler core in it. And then I did the lightweight battery by Anti-Gravity with a box from Melee. I replaced the clutch fluid and the brake fluid with Project Mu G4, which is, I just put it in there like last year and I've never bled it or anything and it's still green, so I'm assuming that means it's fine. Aside from those few things, I mean, there's a TRD carbon fiber strut tower brace.
Is this carbon through the core or is it like a...
It's a hollow carbon, yeah.
Oh, cool.
Like if you take this off, it weighs like nothing. There's a little CSF coolant filler neck that's made of metal, where the OEM one is made of plastic, which you can just crack off right here if you want it with your hands. I did wrap my airbox with some gold reflective tape. I don't know if it actually does anything, but it looks really cool. And inside the airbox, I have an HKS super air panel filter. Yeah. And then on the edges of the engine bay here, there's some windowsill foam. I don't know what it's called, but in Korea, which is where I used to live, they have these problems with like windows being drafty all the time. So they have this tape really easily available. And apparently it works really well for preventing hood flutter. And then the last thing here in the engine bay, or I guess technically not in the engine bay, is the hood vents by Race Louvers, installed by Indomitus Racing in Washington. Look them up.
All right, well, it's really not that much and just goes to show that you don't need too much to track, but these are all good like reliability mods and stuff like that. So
no, definitely. And you know, there's no aftermarket intake, or there's no header under the engine. There's no exhaust really changes. It's just make what's in there as strong as it can be and make what is already there lighter and just keep it simple, you know.
All right, so we're crouched down so you know what time that is. It's brakes and tire wheel setup time. So I'm going to hand the mic over again and we're going to go over the setup.
All right, so first I want to go over my wheel and tire setup. This is a Enkei PF05 in 17x8 plus 35. I use 17x8 tire or wheels on track for cheap tire reasons, and I don't think that you need wide wheels and tires for track for really any reason whatsoever, unless you're competing in time attack. If it's just HPDE, just stick with a normal tire and wheel size, you know. For tires, today we're running Volino VR08 GP in 225 45 17. They're just a nice, you know, regular HPD tire. For brakes, this is the shiny part. We have the factory performance package Brembos. It's a 4-piston, 40mm piston front brake caliper. And behind it, we have the Girodisc 2-piece rotor for weight reasons mostly.
All right, so I'm just gonna hand the mic over and we'll talk a little bit about the suspension setup. I guess overall, if you want to talk about like what coilovers, camber plates, bracing, anything like that.
Sure. So for coilovers, I have the Race Comp Engineering Super Street ones, which are, I would want to say, a modified KW version 3, and they have the Club Sport front camber plate, but I don't know if it's actually a V3. I think it's just KW manufactured. The spring rates are 6K all around, which is pretty soft, but I find it works really, really well for what I like to do with the car. For sway bars, I have the TRD sway bar kit, which is a OEM Eibach manufactured sway bar kit you can buy from any Toyota dealership. So for bracing, I have, this sounds so bad to say, but I have almost every Cusco catalog part for this car on the underside. So that includes the front control arm link to the radiator support, steering rack, bushings and the bracing, the power brace, transmission cross member. In the rear, I have the subframe collars. I have the bracing for the rear subframe. I have the braces from the trailing arm to the rear lateral link. Yeah, rear sway bar, reinforcement plate. There's just a lot of stuff that's done to it, but overall, I think it all works really well together, and yeah.
All right, so we're gonna jump right in now, and we're gonna do a quick track overview. I'm gonna take it out on the track. I'm not sure if I can do any commentary with all the wind noise and stuff, so maybe we'll jump back and talk about how the car handled when we're back here. All right, so we just got back from me driving the car, so too sorry I couldn't do like any live impressions out on the track, but overall I would say this is probably one of the easiest, most intuitive cars I've ever driven. What I mean by that is like the car is just very well set up and balanced, and it's like one of those cars where you don't have to explain to the guy about to drive like, oh, don't worry, like don't do this, don't do that. It's like a very jump in and confidently drive the car. Like there's no warnings I needed, and it just did everything I wanted to do. Overall, I think the handling, even though I didn't go all out, I think it was pretty neutral and it communicates well. And I went out on these 225 tires, and like Gabriel said, you don't really need more than that to have fun with the car. I don't think we needed 255 square or anything like that. The car, especially with, he has softer suspension, it all worked together as a total package, I think. And yeah, it's a very intuitive and easy car to drive. I would suggest it, I guess, to like any first-time track people. People always message me about that. So I would say a BRZ is one of the top recommendations I would make, especially with the mods done in this video. So I also think it's a good example of the modifications that if you're thinking about taking a car to the track, there's obviously like no real exhaust mods or anything like that. It's just all the stuff that was mentioned in this video, keep the car reliable and let you go out there on track and lap all day. And we're doing 30-minute sessions today, so that's a testament to how good this car is. Yeah, anyways, thank you for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video out on track this time of a review, and I'll see you guys in the next one.